Shalom, shalom. Want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, right? This brother Yah, New Line Congregation, right? So, are you hearing it? But are you doing it, right? You hearing it. It's something that we're hearing, but what are we doing? That's the thing, right? We hear the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We hear the commands. We hear the prophecies. We hear all these things, but what are we doing, right? Are you being commanded? Are you keeping the commandments? Are you being diligent? Are you being sincere? Right? Are you watching the times that you're living in? What are you doing? Right? Let's go to the book of let's go ahead and hop into this thing. Right? Let's go to let's get this. Go to Romans chapter 2 and 13 first. Right? All right, hold on. Before I get that, I'm gonna get this one in James first. Get one in James though first. All right. There, James 1 and 22. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only," right? Deceiving your own selves. So you got a lot of people, they're hearing the word, they own the law call, right? We got law calls, you know what I'm saying? They're getting the law call, you know what I'm saying? They're getting on the process. But what are you doing though? What are you doing? Right? You're hearing the breakdowns, right? You're hearing the this and that. You're hearing the exhortation. You're hearing the counsel, right? But what are you doing, right? What are your actions? That's the thing, right? It says, "Be doers of the word." That takes action, right? So you gotta put in action, not just hearing it, right? We hear it all day, right? You kind of got the you kind of at work, you know what I'm saying? You got a lesson going on in your ear. You hearing it, right? But what you doing, right? You at home, right? You watching the videos, right? You hearing it, but what are you doing? You hearing the word, but are you keeping the commandments? Are you reading your fringes? Are you keeping the Sabbath day holy? Right? Are you loving your husband, loving your husband as you should, right? Are you being submissive, right? Is men loving their wives as Christ loved the church, right? What are you doing, right? So it says, "But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." Because if you just finding yourself in a position where you're hearing it but you're not doing it, you're deceiving your own self, man. You're deceiving your own self, right? Let's go to Romans 2 and 13. Right? It says, "For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified." So it says the doers of the law shall be justified. Right? So we got to go in and we got to do what Lord told us to do. Right? Because you got a lot of people in this truth, right? They know the name, right? They know that the Lord's name is Yahweh, right? You know, Christ's name is Yahushua. They know these things, right? They know these things. But when it comes to them serving the Lord and actually doing things, their actions are different. They're not putting in the work, right? They're not putting in the work. They're not being sincere. They're not being diligent in this thing. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. It says, "Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven." Right? It says, "Not everyone that says, Lord, Lord." So you know the name, how about Shem Yahushua? You know these things, right? You know the name of the Lord and things like that. You know you're an Israelite. But it says, not everybody knowing this, right, is going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. It said, "But he that doeth the will of the Father which is in heaven." Right? So you got to be doing the will of the Father. Right? What did the Heavenly Father ordain for us Israelites to do? Right? What did he ordain for the Israelites to do? What did he ordain for the so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans? What did he ordain for us to do as a people? Right? What did he ordain? What did he say we must do? Right? Let's go to a classic precept. Right? It says here, Now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? Right? So this is what the Lord requires of this. This is what he said we should do, right? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes that I command this day for thy good. So Lord said, I want y'all as a people to keep my commandments, to serve me, to keep my statutes. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's the will of the Father for us Israelites, is to keep his commandments. Right? It's not to be a pop star, right? The biggest athlete in the world, the biggest CEO. No, right? Our job, our prerogative is to keep the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? A lot of us we know who we are, but we're not doing the things behind that, right? You're not doing the action, right? So let's go back to that. Let's go to another thing he said do, right? Go to another classic, man. Ecclesiastes, right? A classic precept. You know what I'm saying? Classic thing, right? It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, right? Fear God and keep his commandments. All right, we probably hear these, we hear these scriptures so many times, right? But that's the thing, right? You hear it so many times, but are people actually doing these things, right? Are people actually doing these things, right? You got some people that are not wearing their fringes, not keeping the Sabbath day holy, right? Bear with me, I gotta charge this thing up real fast. Charge on it. Bear with me. Just gotta charge this up. Right. So they hear these things, they hear the commandments, but they not doing nothing, right? You got women out here disrespecting their husband, right? Not being submissive, not being blameless, right? You got adultery going on in this thing. You got them pride, fornication, covetousness, malice, right? All kind of things going on, right? So apparently some people getting it and some people not, right? That's what I said. Everybody that called me Lord, Lord, hey, they not gonna get to the kingdom. Not everybody's gonna get this thing because some people are not doing what the Father say do. That's the thing. Right? You know, you got a lot of people, they kind of get in here, man. They're like, man, I want to hear that. I want to get the deep, dark parables. I want to do this. I want to know this. I want to do that. But do what the Lord say do. Be efficient in doing the basic things that the Lord say do. That's what it comes down to. It didn't say, well, it didn't say because they didn't understand the breakdown of Daniel chapter 7, right? Or the breakdown of Revelation chapter 17, right? Going into down Babylon the Great Whore. Oh, they didn't get the kingdom because of that. No, it's because they didn't do the will of the Father. That's why. The basic things. Right? Let's go to the precept. Right? You got some people, they know this breakdown, they know that breakdown, but they're failing in doing the basic things. That's a problem. That is a problem. Right? You know all this, you know all that, but you're failing at doing the basic thing, right? You know the breakdowns, but you're not taking care of your household, right? Or you know the breakdowns, but your house out of order, right? It's madness, right? Or you know this or you know that, and you're not even wearing your fringes, right? Just simple as that. You're not keeping the dietary laws, right? Or you know, not keeping the Sabbath day holy, defiling the Sabbath, right? This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. He that have small understanding and fear of God is better than one that have much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High, right? So it says, he that have the smallest understanding, they might not be able to go into the parables that Yahweh Shai was talking about and kind of go into it and kind of break it down, right? They might rather go to these deep, dark sayings, right? The different things that's the breakdown of Genesis, right? Genesis chapter 1, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a pretty deep book. Pretty deep, right? They ain't got that breakdown, right? Or they might not have the breakdown of so and so and such, right? But they know the basic things as in they fear the Most High God, right? They keeping the commandments. It is better than one that have much wisdom and transgress the law of the Most High. But on the other hand, you gonna have some people they have obtained much wisdom, but they still going to hell off, still being wicked. There's no profit in that, right? Let's go to another one, right? Because you got some people in this thing. They be like, hey man, I serve the Lord. I love the Lord. I love the Lord, man. I know I'm an Israelite. I know I keep these commandments, right? I know about Passover. I know about the Feast of Tabernacles. But in their heart, they not sincere. They not diligent, right? They put on the front, on the highways and byways. They put on the front in front of the nation, but behind closed doors, niggas wicked, right? We can't be living our lives like that. We can't live this truth like that, right? We gotta be on fire, on and off the court, right? On and off the court. Salakia. That's not what I'm looking for. No. My bad. Let me get this one. That's pretty what I'm looking for. Bear with me, right? But yeah, so you don't want to be that person that's there it is. That's what I'm looking for right here. Bear with me. But you don't want to be that person that you saying all these things, but in your actions is not the same, right? Let's go to Isaiah 29:13, right? Isaiah 29:13 says, "Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as his people draw near me, and with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but remove their heart far from me." Right? And we talk about this because we get on the Christians a lot, right? We talk about the Christians about how they say they love the Lord and this and that, you know what I'm saying, and so forth, but they don't be doing nothing. Their actions, right? Their actions are not bringing forth nothing. Their heart is not reflecting what they're saying, right? Their heart is not reflecting what they're saying. Their actions are not reflecting what they're saying, right? So you don't want to be where you're saying something, but your actions is not reflecting that, right? And that's what you have when you have people that are hearers, but they're not doing. It said, "Be doers, not hearers only," right? You hear this thing, but do something. Keep the commandments, right? And there's a lot of people in the street. We hear you got people that all they do is listen to lessons. All they do is listen to breakdown, right? But they're not doing nothing, right? They're not doing nothing, man. Right? So you got to get up. You got to do things. You got to keep these commandments, right? And so forth, right? Let's keep going. Though. It says, "But he had removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by priests of men." Right? And you got some people, they come up in this, they got their own doctrines, right? They own little things, right? They got not only that, but you got they got things that people there say they obey the words of man, the things that man have created versus what Yahweh Shah created. Yahweh Shah has created. The Lord has created a system, a guideline for us, things for us to do, right? But people adhere to the things of man, right? The ideologies of men versus what the Lord say do. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure that you're doing what Yahweh Shah say, right? And that's keeping the commandments, right? Keeping the commandments. The most basic thing is the most vital to our success in this thing. Everything else is just an additive. But the basic things, right? It's an additive to know the deep, to break down prophecy. It's an additive to know the deep dark parables. These things are additives, but the basic things, right, is keeping the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the most basic thing, right? Which we must enhance. We must very much so. How can I say this? Just focus in it and focus on it and how can I say maximize on it? Maximize on keeping the commandments, right? Maximize on keeping the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? So cause we gotta remember that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? He's going off the actions that our actions, right? This the book of 1 Samuel. Lord has your actions in a balance. You gotta imagine this beam, right? This balance beam, right? It got your actions on it, right? Is it acts of righteousness, right? Or is actions of evil? I mean, action of righteousness or action of evil, right? Because it only can go two ways. It's no in between, right? It's no in between point. Either you're doing the actions, the acts, which is the commandments that Lord told us to do, or you're not. Thus, being a transgressor, right? Thus, right, going to hell off, right? It says by him actions are weighed, right? And of course, we fall off in it. Sometimes we fall in this thing, right? Nobody's perfect. We striving though. We damn near trying to be perfect. We trying, right? But when you're doing that, when you striving for perfection, your acts of righteousness are outweighing the acts of wickedness. That's what it's supposed to be, right? When you look at a balance beam, let's look at a scale. Let's get a scale up real fast, right? Let's get a scale. Get a scale. I want to get a scale so I can show y'all real fast. Scale of justice. Scale of justice. Let me get that right there. That's what I really want. Scale of justice. All right, here we go. All right. So the scale, like this, they call it the scale of justice, right? So, and this is the kind of scale, this is the kind of scale you want to kind of have in your mind, right? So basically, the heavier thing is going to come down, and the lightest thing is going to go up. That's how the scale works. Which one is heavier? The heaviest one is going to do this, and the lightest one is going to go up, right? So you want your sins to be as light as possible, right? You don't want nothing on your plate, right? When it comes to sin, but when it comes to those righteous works, right? That thing heavy. It's full, right? All kind of works on that thing. All kind of weight on that, right? That's what you want through the Spirit. You don't want your acts of wickedness, sin, to be heavy, and your acts of righteousness up here, right? You kind of go to camp one day, but throughout the week you just live in a wicked hole. You live in a wicked lifestyle, right? You out there, you're not reading, you're not praying, right? You're not keeping no laws, statutes, commandments, right? Your house out of order. You just doing whatever, right? Just going through the motion. Then on the Sabbath day, you go put that one rock in for doing the works, right? But throughout the week, you just got this pile of nonsense, this pile of wickedness, right? Outweighing the acts, your righteous acts, right? You don't want to live like that, right? You don't want to live like that, man. So let's go back. So it says so the Lord, He's gonna weigh your actions, right? He's gonna weigh your actions, right? Let's go to the book of Titus. I want to take out the Good News Translation here. GNT. Let me see. No, they don't. Let me see. They might have right there. Okay. Let's go to Titus though. Chapter 1. Titus 1 and verse number 16. It says they profess that they know God. So they say, right, hold on, Salaki. So that's for them people that say, hey man, I know you, I know, man, I know the Lord name is not, the Lord name is not, it's not Jesus. It's not Yahushua. It's not Yeshua. It's Yahweh Shai, right? And the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh. I know this. I know that Yahweh Shai died for us Israelites. I know these things, right? But it says, but in their works, they deny him. So they profess that they know God. They say, I know we gotta keep the commandments. We gotta wear fringes. We gotta keep the high holy. They're saying these things. They're professing these things, right? Right. What does it mean to profess something? Let's go to tools. See what it's talking about. Right. To say the same thing as another, to agree, to assent, to concede, to not deny, to confess, declare. And we out, and people out there, they're declaring that we are God's chosen people. They're declaring, they're confessing that we are the chosen ones, right? They are, and it says one of the words, they are acknowledging, right? They acknowledge, right, that we got to keep these. They acknowledge the knowledge that we got to do these things. But Lord saying that they deny him. They're not really doing that, right? That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the world, they got saying, hey, stand on business, right? They're not standing on business, man. They're not standing on business, right? They're talking about it, but they're not standing on it. They're not standing on it, right? But in works, they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work, reprobate, right? So you don't want to be a reprobate in this thing. You talking that talk, but you're not putting in the work. You talking the talk, but you're not putting in the work, right? You don't want to be living like that, man, right? You got to put in the work. And that's keeping these commandments, right? Let's go to another precept, right? Right. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 4. It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So Lord say, I'm coming quickly, right? And I'm going to give every man according to his work, right? Now you want to sit there and think, now we always not worthy, but you dang sure ain't going to be worthy if your works is trash. If your works is nothing, right? Let me get this precept. That just made me think about this precept. Made me think of this precept. See. Let me see. Bear with me. I just Con. Let's go to here right here. 1 Peter 1:7, right? 1 Peter 1:7 says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, though it be tried through the fire, right, might be found unto praise and honor and glory. So our faith, and we know our faith without works, Salaki. So we know faith without works is dead, right? Our faith is shown by our works, right? So it's gonna be put in that fire, right? And some of our faith, our works that's going to go through that fire, right? It's going to be tried. It's going to come out trash. It's not going to come out like gold. It's not going to withstand the fire because it was trash to begin with. All that fire going to do is expose it, right? Because that real gold, that real precious metals, they're going to endure that fire, right? They're going to endure the flame, right? Because their works are not trash, right? But the trash works is going to be burnt up. Let's see if I find the precept. No, I'm gonna go to real quick. I'm gonna go to second Esdras real fast before I go to that other precept. I'm gonna go second Esdras real fast. So we don't want our actions, right, to be. I mean, we want our works to be trash, to be burnt up in this thing, right? The trash work is gonna be burned up, right? Dang it, I did not mean to do that. Right. So it says. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 7. It says, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. That's the point. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. So it says everybody that'll be able to escape, they don't escape by their works. What are you talking about? Escaping from what? Escaping from the fire, the brimstone, the destruction that's coming to America, right? The nukes that's going boom, 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 blow this place up, man. That's going to utterly destroy every work here, right? It's going to destroy the buildings. It's going to destroy the football fields. It's going to destroy your job. All this, everything is going up in flames. The cars, the clothes, the money, everything is burnt up. Going to be burnt up. And the only thing that you got to stand for you or to validate you, right, is your works. So, with that being said, you got to put in the work, right? You got to put in the work, right? A lot of people, they talking about it, they talking stuff, but are you putting in the work, though, man? Are you standing on business, man, when it comes to this truth? Right? Let's go back to Titus. Well, yo, I'm gonna go back to Titus. I'm gonna read that again. And then I'm gonna get a closing precept. Right? I'm gonna read this Titus 1:16 again. So they can see the precepts follow along. It says they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work reprobate. So you don't want to be abominable, man. But that's what happened. It says disobedient. If you're not obeying, the Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? You're not following him. You're just being blatantly disobedient. Blatantly just being disobedient. Lord just say, do what I say do, right? There's no excuses behind it. Just do what Yahweh Shemel say do. That's it. That's all. Simple, right? Very simple. It's not hard. It's very simple. Just keep the commands of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? Have faith in Yahweh. Keep the commandments, have faith, repent. Right? It's not a drawn out deep thing. Right? A lot of people try to make this too deeper than what it is. Right? You gotta make this thing way more far-fetched than what it is. And it's just very simple, keeping the commandments of Yahweh. Simple things. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna get. Let me get this closing precept though. I mean, I'm tripping. That is not what I want to go to. That's the point. Psalms chapter 50 and verse 22. It says, now consider this, you that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces and there be none to deliver. Right? So we cannot forget the Lord in this thing. right? We cannot forget who we are. We cannot forget our mission. We cannot forget what the Lord say do. And that's keep the commandments. We can't forget our requirements. Because if we do, Lord, I'm going to tell you the pieces, and there is none to deliver. So if you forget the Lord, you go back in the world, Lord's going to utterly destroy you. But with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to you. How about Shemel Shah? Shalom. Shalom, shalom. So I didn't even see the brothers on the chat, man. I'm gonna get the preacher the brother had put out. I'm gonna get this and then close out. Psalms 48. Psalms 48. Get that real fast for the brother. Right? It says, I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Yea, thy law was within my heart. And that's right. Right? And that's a beautiful precept to bring out, because these people that's reprobates, these people that's deny him in their works, the law is not in their heart. It said they honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, because the law is not in their heart. It's not in their mind. That's the problem. That's the issue. Right? I might have to do a lesson on that, man, Lord willing. That's the fire precept to bring out right there, man. Right? But with that, man, I want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Right, this brother Aliyah. Shalom, shalom, shalom.